All right, so for this week, we're going to cover the topic of Cambodian American religion, and we will specifically just look at Cambodian American religion, Cambodian American Buddhism. In Cambodia and within the Cambodian American community, the primary religious tradition is Theravada Buddhism. Uh, Buddhism's religion, a major world religion that develops in India and then gets transmitted into Cambodia. And as we learned earlier during the semester, that is known as Indianization, and the adaptation of Indian culture, i.e., religion, into Cambodian culture and civilization. Now, for Cambodians, for Cambodian Americans, the temple is a site of moral and social education. In Cambodia, many Cambodian teens, boys, would have to get their head shaved and become a monk for a few months. But they don't do this in the United States anymore, uh, though there might be the ritual of getting Buddhist teaching by going to the temple for a day, shaving your hair, putting on the robe, and 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 having sermons and lessons on Buddhist values, ethics, such as compassion and nonviolence. And and one of the early on Cambodian American parents lamented the fact that there weren't enough Cambodian temples in the United States for the moral education of their kids, and as such, many blame that for why their kids might, for example, join gangs, as we studied the week before, or become pregnant before they got married if they were girls. There was a lack of moral education. And so when there is a Cambodian temple within a Cambodian community, it becomes very important to Cambodian Americans. And Nancy Smith Hefner makes this case as well. Now, the other thing to discuss really are Cambodian American Christians, convert Christians who convert to Christianity. Nancy Smith Hefner calls them rice bowl Christians. And the reason why they're called rice bowl Christians is because they convert to Christianity while in refugee camps, because many of the nonprofit groups or religious groups were working with Cambodian refugees and hence giving them food and clothing and medical services. And then when they were resettled in the United States, many Cambodian refugees also relied on nonprofit religious groups for food, shelter, and clothing. And so, although the United Nations has a policy that these groups cannot missionize and evangelize in the camps, it did happen. And so many of the Cambodians who converted to Christianity converted uh, uh, in this situation, and they felt they needed to show their gratitude and appreciation to the volunteers for all the services and resources they were getting. However, they also would practice Buddhism still, and or else later on they would unconvert and they would not practice Christianity and go back to being Buddhist. All right. So, so as you read for this week, you should see that although this lecture is primarily about Theravada Buddhism and Cambodian Buddhists and the issues that arise with and without having a Buddhist temple, Cambodians were also convert Christians. And then as you read, you can also see that there's also Chan Muslims. Cham Muslims are Cambodian Muslims, and their community and their size is smaller, but yet they do have their mosques within Cambodian American communities and as well as in Cambodia. And during the Pol Pot Khmer Rouge era, many of the Cham mosques were destroyed. and uh, and um, uh, and it's beginning to be reestablished. But they do have a strong ethnic religious culture and presence in the United States. All right.